if you struggle with watching porn or fapping and you want to quit and you're trying to quit, but you always end up relapsing at like day 3 or some shit, and you're not really sure how to approach it further, then this is for you. So a while ago now, I was fucking addicted to that shit, that garbage. And I always ended up relapsing at like fucking day 3, and I didn't know what the fuck to do about it. So because I tried to just to strengthen my discipline and willpower through these habits, like going to the gym, and I was picking up boxing at the time, and I was trying to make money and all this shit, but nothing really worked, because every time I would get a sexual thought, my mind would just wander away to that thought. I would lose focus, I would lose mindfulness, I would lose presence. It was like I was not even connected to the real world anymore. I was living in this fantasy world. So it was after I'd watched a few of Hamza's videos on meditation, I'm sure you're familiar with the guy, that something clicked. So meditation to me in the beginning was just some fucking wishy-washy Buddhist ritual that fucking monks do or some shit. And I'm sure like most people think that way because they're fucking stupid. So the thing that meditation actually is, and what it actually does, is this. So meditation is basically when you think about something manually. Let's say I think about my finger right here, and a few seconds later, or however long it may take, my mind will wander onto something else. And then after your mind has wandered, your job right now is to bring your focus back to the original thought, and then the cycle is complete. And if you do that a bunch of times, you're getting a bunch of reps in, which is basically training your focus and training your mindfulness and training your presence, which is exactly what you need in order to overcome fapping. Because when you're fapping, it's like you don't even live in the fucking real world anymore. It's like you're just circulating this fantasy in your head, and it's fucking conquering your mind. It's infiltrating your mind. And the thing that happened to me was, oftentimes I would go to school, or the indoctrination camp as I call it. I would go to the indoctrination camp, and I would see a bunch of fucking hot chicks with their little tight pants at their ass and stuff like that. And of course I was this horny motherfucker, and I would end up looking at them, a bunch of times. And what would happen is that the sexual urge, the horniness would just stack up throughout the day. And as I got home, I was too fucking lazy and lethargic, and my mental energy was sapped because of the fucking indoctrination camp. That pretty much all I could do was just to get on the fucking toilet and beat it, because, and this is what happens. The sexual thoughts, when they arise, they circulate inside your mind, and you cannot let them do that. Because, like, if you are going to keep the sexual thought in your mind, you are 100% going to relapse. Fucking pussy. Like, you are 100% going to relapse if you keep circulating the sexual thought in your mind. Like, you're fantasizing about how the fuck you're gonna fuck the chick, and what kind of fucking porn you want to watch, and how she's gonna suck your dick or something. You cannot let that stay in your mind, all right? So this is exactly what you're gonna do when you notice sexual thoughts trying to infiltrate your mind. You're going to use your mind control that you got from meditation, and of course this will not happen overnight, but like I would say, at least you could at least do it in a few weeks. So this is what you're gonna do when you get sexual thoughts. You're gonna think about something that is wholesome or pleasant or sweet, like some sweet memory. Perhaps you had a pet when you were younger, or perhaps you have one now, and you just remember that time when you sat on the couch and your cat hopped up into your lap and you proceeded to pet it, and perhaps it was starting to purr as you did so, because it's impossible to like fap to that idea, right? So the one that I use is this. I remember when me and my brothers, we were out in like in a park area where there's a bunch of trees, like a forest, and people are walking their dogs there. So what we would do is this: when a few fucking dogs would walk by, we would do a bunch of fucking grimaces, or how the fuck do you say that? We would do like we would do a bunch of stupid faces to them and stuff like that, and a bunch of weird sounds, and they would get all upset, and they would start barking, but the stupid asses couldn't do shit, you know. And their owners didn't seem to notice anything, and we were laughing our asses off. Like, if I think about that when I get sexual thoughts, and I truly try to focus on that thought, not just think about it for 1 second and then slip back, like, it's impossible to fap, right? So that's what you got to do. I would recommend going back into your childhood and see if you have any distinct, sweet, wholesome memories that you can remember right now. Perhaps it was a childhood friend you had, or perhaps a good book or a good movie that you remember that you really liked back then, and just try to immerse yourself in the thought. And if you genuinely try to do that, you will, like, it's impossible to fucking fap to that shit. So, but of course, if you skip the meditation part, then the only thing that's gonna happen is that you're gonna think about the wholesome, sweet memory, and then you're gonna end up slipping right back because you don't have any fucking mindfulness. So what I would recommend you do is you search up Hamza meditation on YouTube, and then I would recommend starting with around 5 minutes and then progressively getting up to like 10 or something like that. I do 10 every day, so if you want to start to that, feel free to do it. But yeah, 5 to 10 minutes of meditation, and I will do it in the morning. Yeah, that's about it. Meditation and sweet, wholesome memories. Yeah, that's about it. See you.